So this problem is set up by telling us that at a certain car rental agency, a compact car rents for $30 a day and 10 cents a mile. And part A asks us for what the price is of renting a car for 3 days and driving it for a total of 280 miles. So first we're going to start with finding the cost of the days alone. So we know that it's going to be $30 for each day times our total of 3 days. So we can do this because we know $1 or 1 day is $30. So 2 days will be 30 times 2, 3 days will be 30 times 3, and so on. So the day rental is going to be a total of $90. Then we're going to calculate the price for the mileage that we're putting on the car. So we know that it's 10 cents a mile, and we're going to convert this to dollars so that everything is easier. So we're going to say $0.1, since that's equivalent to 10 cents, per mile times our 280 miles driven. And this is for the same reason as multiplying the $30 per day times our 3 days. We're also multiplying our 10 cents per mile times 280 miles. And that gives us a total of $28 for the mileage. And then to calculate the total cost, we're just going to add these two costs together. So it's going to be $90 plus $28. So our final cost is going to be $118. And then part B asks us to basically create a model to represent this function. So we're just going to use the steps that we did in part A to come up with our model. So we said that the total price, which we will call C, is equal to the addition of the days part, which is the 30 times 3, plus the miles part, which is the 0.1 times 280. So like we said, the day section is going to be $30 times the number of days that we rent the car, which according to the problem is going to be represented by a variable n. And then it's going to be plus our second part over here, which is our 0.1, so our 10 cents, or $0.1, times the number of miles that we drive the car, which is going to be represented by m, according to this problem. So here our model is cost C equals 30 times n plus 0.1 times m. And then finally part C is asking us that if the cost for a 3-day rental was $140, so we'll say 3 days, which means that n equals 3. And then the total price, so that means C, according to our function that we found in part B over here. Our C is given as $140. So for this part, we're just going to plug these values into our function, our model that we found in part B. And then we're going to solve for m because it's asking for the number of miles, it's a question mark, the number of miles that we drove. So plugging it in, C equals 140. So 140 equals 30 times n, which is 3, plus 0.1 m times the number of miles. So our first step, we're going to just simplify this term right here. So 140 equals 90 plus 0.1 m. And then we are going to subtract 90 from both sides of the equation. So that way we are moving towards isolating our m. So we're left with 50 equals 0.1 m. And then now to fully isolate our m, we're going to divide both sides by 0.1, divided by 0.1. And we find that m, number of miles, equals 500 miles.